You're an inspiration to every entrepreneur. Tell us about your career journey and give us insight into your leadership style.
Well, I started out, my first job out of business school was with a fellow by the name of Trammell Crow, and he offered me a job on the French Riviera. I didn't know anything about real estate. I didn't know anything about the Trammell Crow company, but I thought it was so cool to go work on the French Riviera that I took the job. Now, I liked Mr. Crow a lot, and he taught me a lot of things. He was actually a mentor of mine. And so I progressed rapidly, became the chief financial officer. I actually became the chief financial officer of a company that had no money and was trying to work out of a bunch of problems, which was one of the better experiences in my life because I had to work through a bunch of difficult situations at a very young age, and they were problems that I hadn't caused, so it was easier to kind of just work my way intellectually through them and implement and move on. So in any event, I ended up there as the chief executive officer, the CEO, what they called the managing partner of Trammell Crow Company. And after I left there, I went to work actually for teaching for Stanford University. They needed somebody to fill in for a year teaching a real estate course. They'd lost the professor, so I said, oh, I'll do it for a year because I know real estate. 27 years later, I'm still there. And then I started buying companies and ended up with somebody telling me, hey, you're in the private equity business. And I didn't even know the term at the time, but we've since raised a number of funds in private equity and bought a number of companies. You asked about my leadership style. I think it is in some ways captured in this book, The 10 Laws of Trust, because I really believe that the most important thing you do as a leader is select the people that are going to be around you. Business is a team sport, and if you think it's all about you, you'll never succeed. So I think collecting the right people, assessing the right people, grooming the right team is the way I try to lead. Stan McChrystal is actually writing the foreword for the next book that I've got, and he has this phrase that I love. I mean, I hope it's true, but he said Joel Peterson nudges an organization in the right, he nudges a management team, and that's really what I like to do.
And you can't nudge without trust.
You can't nudge without trust. You build a relationship over many years, conversation at a time, and as that trust builds, you can help not necessarily convince people, they can convince you, but you're problem solving mutually, and that's a great way to lead.